Hello and welcome to episode 16 of SAAB Fever. My name's Frank, and in today's episode we were supposed to be just doing a simple fuel filter change. Sadly the car had other ideas and I had to order some parts and had to bodge the fuel line slightly, but we'll get to that in time. To make this a bit easier on myself, with the engine running, I'm going to pull out the fuse for the fuel pump. According to this, it is fuse number 15, should be 20 amp. Quick double check there, and it is second row, second column, should be a 20 amp fuse. The instructions say that you should pull the fuse out and wait for the engine to die. As it happens, mine died almost instantly. The reason for doing this is to remove the any pressure that's in the fuel line. Because obviously as soon as we crack open the bolts on these older filters, if there's any pent-up pressure in the fuel line, it'll all come squirting out in your face. So by getting rid of that pressure while the engine's running, we just have to deal with the drips instead. We're going to have to jack up the car and obviously support it while we're working under it. I should also point out that this particular setup is only on the slightly older 9.5s and 9.3s. I don't know, it's either 2004 or 2005, the design of the fuel filter changed to using the GM quick connect things that are anything but quick, to be honest. Anyone that's ever tried to change them will probably know you need a special tool, and even then it can be difficult if it's all rusted in place. Actually, I have to confess, I much prefer the older system with the Banjo bolts. Well, that was until today, when you'll see why I'm not so keen on these systems anymore. I'm just going to clean some of the rust and corrosion off the little nut that holds the fuel filter in place. Get my bucket ready to catch any of the drips. The design of the filter does allow you to use a spanner to hold the filter still, but it was my intention to leave the filter screwed into place and let that hold the filter still for me while I'd crack the nuts free and then undo it with my hand. So far so good, at least on this side. This actually, as it happens, this is the side that was problematic. There was so much corrosion on the Banjo bolt and the nut that they were just useless. Pretty much the same job on the back here. There wasn't enough space to get the ratchet in, so I just loosened it with a spanner and then undid it the rest of the way with my fingers. Just get you a view there. There it is. As you can see, I left it still connected. I haven't tried to undo the filter itself. I decided to leave the filter in place and undo both banjo bolts myself. When they are out, then I'll get the filter taken off and replaced. And that's where it all went horribly wrong for me, sadly. The one on the right there, the right-hand side banjo bolt, it was just so corroded. I mean, you'll see it all in a sec when I get it back to the desk and have a proper look at it all. I had to order a larger fuel hose, cut the original one and sort of patch into it with a new banjo eye and bolt. I also had some fun getting the correct washers through. But anyway, let's go back to the office and have a proper look at it. Now, that was fun. As I probably mentioned already in the video, that really didn't go as well as it should have. What was supposed to just be a simple fuel filter replacement turned out to have to be a fuel line fix as well. This is the one I had. This is what I cut off the car anyway. You can probably see some signs of corrosion here. This isn't the shape it used to be. It's supposed to be round like that side. Some of it's gone. When I first put the filter on, though, and checked everything out, I just had fuel spewing out all over the place. It's more noticeable now. I really didn't see it at the time. If I just bring this up, which way around, which way around, that way around. It's easier to see inside. Just hold my hand there so the camera focuses. You can just see those two little pinpricks. That has just corroded right through. So there's just nothing there, just spewing out those two little pinpricks. There was nothing wrong with the car before I started. This is entirely coincidental, really. The only thing I can think of is I dislodged everything, obviously, while taking it apart, and that just caused that incredibly thin bit of metal there to just give way. The actual banjo bolt itself doesn't hold up much better. As you can see there, I've cleaned this because I was curious to see just how far it had got. But as you can see there, that's just lost all shape, really. That just isn't a hexagon anymore, is it? So that needed to be replaced as well. Sadly, I don't actually have the replacement. My next issue was one which, I mean, hopefully, I hope that none of that happens to you guys. My next issue, however, was with the actual fuel filter itself. As you can see, this was a genuine one. There's the part number. There's nothing wrong with the filter itself. Standard Bosch part. By all means, I've probably mentioned it already, check the direction of flow. So this is the tank side, and this is the side going off to the engine. One thing, when I first jacked the car up, it looked like the filter on the car was the wrong way around, because that sort of crimp seal there was facing the back of the car. But as it happens, the direction of flow mark on it was in the correct direction, so some of them might be different. So it's worth checking the actual indication for the flow direction. But my main issue... Oh, no. I think that's from the old one. Let's ignore that one just now. Was with the copper washers. Now, I can't remember which one. I'll be doing this again sometime very soon. That lines up fine. So does that. Right, that doesn't help me at all, does it? Well, none of it really matters. It struck me as weird. I bought a genuine filter, which is a Bosch part, obviously in a SAAB box, which comes with copper washers. Now, there's nothing wrong with copper washers. Copper's a relatively soft metal, so as you screw it in, it gets crushed between the two parts and creates a seal. What did strike me as odd, though, despite this being a genuine part, is that when you take them off the car, these are the washers that it had on it. You don't know what they are. I don't know if they're steel or aluminium. Probably steel. I don't have a magnet. Do I have a magnet nearby? Oh, yes I do. I have a magnet. That is sticking to the magnet. Okay, they're steel. Yeah, so you got a steel washer with a rubber insert. That's what came off the car. If you check the electronic parts catalogue, which, if my editing skills are improving, should be on screen now, you'll see, checking the part number, these are what are supposed to be on the car. And if you go hunting for that part number on eBay or whatever, these are what you'll get. So the parts catalogue says these are supposed to be on the car, but when you order a genuine filter, these are what you get. So, in the end, I bought a set of those, and I went with those because I wanted the problem gone away. This got a lot, became a much bigger problem than I originally intended for it to be. The route I went in the end, I'll put links down below, was for, let me find it. I got myself some fuel hose. SAAB R6, suitable for unleaded 3/8. That's what I went with. It's reinforced stuff, apparently, for the... come on, focus on that. There we go. That is apparently for fuel-injected cars. So, I bought some of that. Bought a Banjo bolt very similar to this. And in essence, put... let's pretend for a sec. This is the line that's been left on the car after I cut this off. You put one side in there. Like so. So this is on the car, so we're basically just patching up to the car. I used a little selection of hose clamps, and I call them Jubilee clips. And these smaller ones here. So they would go on here. Just for safety, I put two on the hose end just to make sure when screwed down it's properly clamping down, making a nice good seal. Let's get that out. And again on the other end, that goes in there. That'll be a pretty snug fit, but again, just to be on the safe side, another Jubilee clip round there just to hold it in place. With everything in place, I'm happy to report the car is working fine. It's not spewing petrol out onto the floor, which is, I'm told, a good thing. And I'm happy. So I will put links in the description to the hose, the Banjo bolts, the proper filters, washers, and the other thing. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, something to do with fuel filters. Anyway, I'll put links to everything that you need. Should you need to do this patch yourself, you'll be able to, just with a few things. One other thing. Where did they go? There they are. If you intend to put the plastic fuel filter cover back on the car, you don't have to. I am going to, though. You will need yourself some zip ties. And these are not long enough. And I don't actually know how long they are. Probably about 30 centimeters. So, when you do get yourself some zip ties, they do not come with the genuine filter. You need longer than 30 centimeters. I'm not sure exactly how long. See, that will just about go on there. The problem is, although 30 centimeter one will fit the filter, by the time the plastic covers on, it makes it quite a bit larger. You're probably going to need 40, maybe 50. I will see. I might have some longer ones in the shed somewhere. I will see if I do, and if I can fit it, and then let you know again in the description exactly the length that will be required to replace that plastic cover. Okay, right, I think that's it for me now. I will put up a picture of the properly fitted new fuel filter, complete with the my fuel line bodge that I had to do. So yeah, there we go. I'm waffling again, aren't I? Alright, okay. Here we go. Here's the picture now. As always, thanks for watching.